What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I personally am still have adrenaline from my matchup last night. That's how much fun it was. That's how close it was. That's how exciting it was for me. But the tournament doesn't wait for that. The tournament waits for no single person. Today, we've got Marcuspack16 versus TJ. We've got the scoreboard up for Group B, where the current standings are. TJarvis, 1-0. He is a force. If you have not faced this young man in Battlegrounds, he is an absolute force, and he is looking to secure his ticket, punch his ticket into the next round, into the knockout stage. TJarvis Gaming did come away with a win versus Iron Patriot. I think it was yesterday. And so TJarvis Gaming is now 2-0. If Tom wins this one, they will advance. It just mathematically will not be possible. Marcus, though, let's not forget about the other side of this coin. He comes back, gets a win today, creates chaos. Chaos in this whole Group B. I think he can do it. I know he can do it. He's an alliance mate of mine. Enjoy his channel. I've met him, and he is also a force. He's a force. For those of you just joining the stream, I have a feeling there's a bit of a news drop happening as we speak. There's a ton to talk about. I'm aware of a lot of it. But these Marcus and TJ are going now, so I just said I wanted to cover it. I'm trying to cover at least every competitor at least once. And so we're doing this. We're going in. We can talk off and on about the news drop that's coming forth from Kabam right now about MCoC. And then after this matchup, I'll be happy to spend a little bit of time going through it because there's a lot. There's a lot to cover and a lot to digest. My recommendation for everyone is it's like a meal. Let it hit bottom before you go back for seconds. Let yourself really digest all the news you're about to consume, and then we'll talk about it right before you have a big reaction. Okay, so I see Mr. Jarvis has some of the news, and there's more. And that's not just it. That's not it. There is even more in there with it. So it's a lot. It is a lot, my friends. Let me take down the standings here. Oh man, we're getting that spinning wheel of death again. I really thought we had this sorted. It feels like whenever there's interruptions, like if the channel like starts their stream or if they change their stream, like that happened a few times, that seems to be an issue. I've updated OBS. I streamed without issue at all last night, so it's clearly between OBS and YouTube. But we'll get it sorted. It always figures itself out. I assume y'all can hear me. If you can't, let me know. What's up, Tom? What's up, Nah? How you doing, bud? TJarvis Gaming, how you doing, my friend? Tillatam, what's up, bud? Rocks. R4 Scorpion, absolutely no regrets. Yeah, I'm going to check that poll. I think Scorpion's a smart play. The thing is hopefully a lot of you caught that stream last night. It was so exciting. It was so exciting. Penny should have won me that. Penny really should. I mishandled it. I misused her. I made some mistakes. And I've used her to beat Furies. You know, it just happens. So I really like Penny. And I like her as a two-way. With the bigger health pools, you can play Penny properly and get good stuff done. I really do like her. Fury is just a force, right? There's no doubt that Fury will eventually be going to rank 4, especially for Battlegrounds. 7. Okay, so the news is out for 7 stars. Really happy to talk about it. I want to focus on Marcus and TJ while we can, but happy to talk about this as we go. And then when this match is over, we'll spend some time going over this stuff. I think 7 stars are going to be a great addition. About 6, 7, 8 months ago, I was so not excited about them, and had some real concerns about them coming into the game. The way Kabam seems to be introducing them, the way they're going to go about it, I'm feeling good about it. There's a lot more in there besides 7 stars. And if anyone can confirm, you can hear me. I believe you all can, because it feels like you can. But if you can confirm that for me, I would really, really appreciate it. So there's a lot more in there. As you read through the post, as you go through it, I'm sure various creators have put out videos and things like that on it. I think DLL has probably done a fantastic one. In fact, if there's a moderator in the chat that could link DLL's video, if people want to go watch that, leave up this stream. Let's support TJ. Let's support Marcus. That's my biggest ask from you. So many of you are providing. I see all the likes and the shares and the positive comments. And I appreciate that a lot. It's what's giving me part of the motivation to keep doing this and move around my work schedule so I can do all of these things. But go in and support the competitors, because we're already planning tournament 2. I'm already planning it. I started out the kind of soft invites for it this morning. Okay, the fact that no one has said they can hear me is starting to be a little concerning. Because we got people in here. Some of you probably are reading through the posts, though. And there's Marcus looking good with that border he's got around his delightful face. Thank you, Kabam Zero. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for doing that, my friend. Thank you. I really do appreciate you letting me know. This is going to be a great matchup here. Looks like Marcus and TJ are getting an invite sorted. We did get that sorted. Oh, no worry, Kick Rocks. We did get that sorted. It took us a long time to realize there was a discernible pattern. We felt like there wasn't, as far as who invites who, which matchup, and then who places first, who drafts first, and all of that. But we did get it confirmed. Kabam employees did confirm for us that yes, it does make a difference. And so as a result, we just did a simple coin flip. I went through, just so you guys know, this is how RNG works, because I know so many times, having played this game, we're like, it's obviously rigged. I flipped a coin 11 times, I think it was. It came up heads 9 times, 8 times in a row. That's just how it works. That's just how it is. And so here we go. We've got our first matchup. Like I said, both these guys are forces. Tom, I know Tom well through my Discord server. This guy is a monster in Battlegrounds. It's what he does. So I'm excited to see the show he's going to put on with Marcus here. We're going in with the bands. Gallon, it's amazing. Gallon is that strong. Now, I've put out quite a few videos on Gallon already. I talk about him as much as I can. I think he was designed for this. So we see him look this amazing here. I think this was intentional. I think this was the plan. And he's that good that he's being brought along as a 5-star, and he's still getting banned. That's how good he is for this. Now, keep in mind, the meta is showcasing him. We're playing the meta that's available for friendlies, which is explosive personality. You hit the block, those armor ups are going to come up. That's where Gallon is designed to look as monstrous as he has. So what Kabam does with that, I obviously don't know. Those are just my feelings on it. What's up, K-Dog? How you doing, my friend? It was a big day in MCoC. I like I said, about 6 to 8 months ago, give or take, with 7 stars, I would have been the vomit emoji myself too. Seen the presentation, I've seen how it's come out. Also, I feel like the game has advanced a lot in the last 6 to 8 months. I'm actually genuinely excited about it, and I'm excited about the rollout. I'm very excited about the rollout. I think it's going to be a smoother transition for the majority of us who are like really pushing that envelope than it was from 5 to 6. I really do. And I think it's going to give new players, like, we need new blood. We need new people coming in. I think it's going to give them a chance to feel like they've got something to catch up to. So I really am excited. Ricardo, what's up, my friend? I saw your comment today on the stream. We're good, buddy. We're good. We're having some fun. I appreciate you being a fun part of last night's stream. I really do. All right, let's go ahead and get into this. They're actually drafting their champions here. I'm not as good, and I will admit that. I'm not as good at analyzing the drafts as a lot of the commentators we have on here. And I say that's one of the reasons I like to have them. But once we get into it, we can analyze this. It's just that difference. Like I was talking with Jay Will today, because he says he's up for competing in more tournaments, and we're going to get him in. We're going to get him in. He's that good. He's been doing all the things. And I think this is the difference between like that top 1% of Battlegrounds players and the top 2%. I think we're really seeing that in this tournament, where everyone's good. Everyone's great. They're fantastic. But there is a thing that kind of separates them. And I think that's part of it, is just the advanced level that they go through their bans, their drafts, how personalized their decks are, and then the skill set to actually pull it off. B, yeah, we might be a few minutes behind. It's almost like it takes my YouTube and OBS a few seconds to line up. And then once it does, it's solid. So we might be a little bit behind. So because only one of them is streaming right now, I don't want to try to jump ahead. I'm excited to see this work out. People, I think, are more and more, I think probably because of Battlegrounds and then also EOP, really learning how to fight Bishop. If you don't have that Incinerate immune, right, you're going to get in there. You're going to try to push him to 2 bars of power. How do you do that? You do that with a shortening your combo and then immediately holding block. And you can see Marcus do that. Watch. He's going to go in, land some hits. Oh, he actually Surprised by that, because that's going to place a taunt, which, as you know, will increase the chance of throwing the special. He's still turtled up there with the block, though. So he, whether that was intentional or not to throw his special one, get the taunt on, I don't know. But either way, he recovered from it very nicely, immediately holding that block. Let's see if he does it again. Yep. And this is how I like to play Scorpion in Battlegrounds. I don't try to go to that big SP2 and really ignite the Sting burst, I think it's called. I like to just do this. You're getting the taunt on. Look at the burst that's coming off of all of those poisons. He seems very comfortable with that SP2 dex off of Bishop. I think this is looking pretty good. Especially if he can keep them growing. Them being the poison debuffs he's putting on Bishop. He's playing this very, very well. Really handling the fact that there's a taunt on Bishop. Now he's using it to get him to throw that SP2. This is really nice play. Yeah, that probably was not enough stings on Bishop for him to die if he threw the SP1, so Marcus kept it safe. This should end it, and let's go ahead and see how it's going to end up on the other side. This is what I was talking about Jarvis. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. That's a great showing from Marcus. That is a great showing. That's just what Hercules can do in the hands of an amazing player. He forgot about explosive personality. Yeah, that can happen. He did. I don't think that was on purpose. I think he just purely forgot. I would think. Because I think part of what he had a potential advantage on there, or maybe what he was hoping, is to come out with a higher health pool. So let's see who he's going to go with Archangel. Because this A-bomb is not awakened, I think he will not start with the poison. So I think if I remember correctly, it's slightly more difficult for your Archangels, but once it gets going, it should get going pretty well. I don't believe there's anything about A-bomb preventing crits or something like that. So this should work out. Looking at the PI, though, I'm wondering if this Archangel is either a low sig or a rank 2. Probably a rank 3 low sig, I would guess. What's up, Ghost Dog? How you doing, my friend? What's up, Matt? Thanks for being here, bud. TJ is a monster. TJ is an absolute monster. I say it a lot, and I know that they're not doing the runs quite as much as they once did. See, this is the issue, though, is especially if that's like a low sig Archangel, he's not turning off the ability accuracy as early. Like this is that thing we talk about, right, with the sig on Archangel, why I actually like the high sig if you can do it. The sooner I can turn that off, the better. So he's going through the fight quickly, but he's taking a tremendous amount of damage in the process. Yes, undue I-bomb is harder. Thank you, Kabari. I appreciate the confirmation on that. So this game's so complex. I love it. It's just hard to remember all of these things in the instant. Let's see. I think this is a tough fight for TJarvis too. I'm wondering if he intentionally sent Mole Man into Frenzy, then tried to land more Incinerates. I'm curious what the strategy exactly would be. Kabam Zero, I think that's a great point. Is just stick to the parry heavy on that. So you're landing as much of your bleeds up and then the poisons, getting the neuros up. So whether it's a low sig or not, as soon as you're turning off the ability accuracy, you don't need to worry about it. Those combos would be a problem. The longer this goes, though, the better it looks for Marcus. What's up, Eric? Thanks so much for being here, buddy. And this is the kind of stuff that happens, right? Nerves set in. I think you guys, if you didn't get a chance to listen to my post-game interview last night in my matchup with MP Blaze, give it a listen. I know not everyone was interested in it, but I was very clear and honest of talking about just the nerves, the excitement and the nerves. It does get to you. It does get to you. That's part of why I love this mode. This is how I used to feel about high tier war, and haven't had that feeling in forever. And it's really nice to have it back. And of course, you don't have to play that intense. You can play it just friendly. But if you want to do these sorts of tournaments or just really try to push yourself, you can. Rincha is a fantastic defender. We've seen him come through so many times. Scorpion, I think, is one of the best attackers for him. So this is what we're talking about, TJ's deck really being built for Battlegrounds. If I had to place I think the odds are in favor of TJ on this one. We'll see how quickly, though. This looks like an R4 Doom, which I think probably against a rank 4 Fury. If anyone knows for a fact this is a rank 4 or a rank 3, I'd appreciate it. Nicely done by Marcus there. Curious if he tries to go to the SP3 and really amp his damage up. Looks like he is going to go ahead and go with that strategy. Fury should come out of this stunned. I believe it won't be until his second life that he is stun immune. You can confirm it is. It's a new R4. It's a low sig though one, I am assuming. So that'll make a difference when he gets to a second life and how quickly he goes down. This is a lot of health though. You can see how much health Marcus is having to try to work through. Let's get that SP2 up. I'm personally surprised by that. Some of you who've done this before may know why he did not throw his SP2. Maybe he's hoping to end that second life super fast here. Or I am confused. If any of you know what you think the intention was here, let me know. Because then I thought maybe he was going to just try to keep Fury at 1% health. And keep his own health very high. But to me, this takes a lot of time. This SP3 animation, it's the second time he's now gone through it. And yeah. He may have had a plan. I want to leave that very open to the idea that he had a plan. It just didn't work out the way he was hoping. And to get a Moo Man Rentra down in 67 seconds, that is impressive. That is very, very impressive. 1-2 though, as of the score in this first round, that's a great score. It's as close as it gets. So let's go ahead and update the scoreboard, and then they will switch up who invited who. If we get Marcus on call afterwards, I'm going to make sure to ask him about that. Let me write that one down. It's kind of a tough one to ask, though. Might have forgot about stun immunity in second life. Yeah, I'm curious. You know, obviously, I'm very, very curious. I'm very, very curious. We'll see how the match goes. Maybe I won't ask that question. That is saying for Nick to be at 30%. Yeah, I was thinking maybe something like that too. I again, having fought in my own tournament now, I will have found many times where I think something's going to work and I'm just not sure. And sometimes when it does, you feel very excited and confident afterwards. And when it doesn't, it looks like that. Possibly forgot the passive stun won't work there too. Yeah, but even still, I think from a timing standpoint, that just takes so much time. I wouldn't have necessarily on my own thought about the indestructible from the node 2. I didn't think the SP3 would do that much damage. So that was surprised me. It just, I don't know. We all have our theories and our game plans and that sort of stuff. As we're it's like they're going through the draft. Like I do enjoy this. Like we're seeing the 5-star Gallon being banned again. Penny, people hate fighting Penny. Overseer came up so huge for me last night. I actually got to the point where I was begging RNG to give me my Overseer to show up. That's how great he was for me last night. And then Human Torch is a pretty common ban. Rintra comes up again here for Marcus. His deck is looking good. I mean, you get your Archangel, you're often feeling good. Dragon Man, that power gain. Korg is a great defender. Cap Sam has been causing a lot of problems for people. I imagine he would be using him against that Havoc. But then on the other side, Jarvis's draft is looking excellent too. I'm curious. Oh, okay. So he did go with Black Cat. For those of you, we're not going to get to see it. Black Cat, once she gets her sabotage up off that SP2, the sparks fly, right? Because she is reducing the ability accuracy, and then every time it fails, I think it pauses the her sabotage or what have you, and they just melt. They go from, the opponent goes from like 80% health to 0 in about 10 seconds. When she gets placed, let's see who she gets placed against, and you can see how fast it may actually go. And I imagine he would use, I'm curious to see who Jarvis is going to use her against. Also interesting that Marcus went for, so I think this just made his Cap Sam almost pointless. I'm very curious to see how this works out. And I thought he was going to go with Cap Sam here for the Bishop. But then Jarvis makes a great strategic move, and he takes his Havoc off, which is a great option for fighting Korg himself. And then now he doesn't need to place Havoc on defense. I think almost making Cap Sam a bit moot. We'll see. Again, if anyone in the chat has thoughts on it, I'm very curious to hear what you think. This is looking pretty smooth. So, you know, it's always easy to question someone's judgment in the moment, right? And so I want to make it clear, I'm not doing that. I am gonna, just as the announcer for this, I am surprised at the combo there. I think maybe he thought it was going to push Bishop over 2 bars of power. Either way, that worked out very well for him. Went very, very fast. I think there's a chance he got the black screen. This is totally within the rules. We've talked about it. We accounted for this potentially happening. That there is a chance of a disconnect or any of these things. It is the same chance for every single competitor. Every single one. So however the game scores it, that's how we're going to score it in our match. Looks like he got back in plenty of time. Yeah, I hate it too, but it's something that we all are dealing with, every single person. And so it was the most fair way we could come up with it. I realize you weren't complaining, B. I know you weren't complaining my way. Black Cat sabotage deals direct damage every time she lowers the ability accuracy. Yeah, but I think it also pauses the sabotage too. Like every time that fail happens, that's to me where she's best. Is where she can constantly be causing an ability accuracy to fail. That's where we see her just lights out. It's insane. Zach, I think I already said hello to you, but if I didn't, there's a second hello. You deserve one. You saw the poll and you're thinking of R4 Scorpion, seeing that he's up against Penny and Nick does make you think that Scorpion's There is a chance Scorpion is good. There's a in the original poll, I think we got up to 80% of voters said he is good. There you go. Marcus is on the board. He's got the lead in a round. You can see the fist pump. I love seeing the emotion out of the competitors. That's one of my favorite parts of seeing their face cam, is you can see it. It's an emotional, this is a sport. This is a sport, and it's emotional. Kabam Zero, Havoc as an attacker can be rough in this meta. If you ever hit block, it ruins his burst a fair bit. I hadn't actually thought of that. That's a really great point. I also have had issues where, and I have a feeling that's maybe what happened here, is I want to use that SP3, but it ends up triggering the indestructible. So, you know, it is. Zach, you appreciate the confirmation. Thank you. All right. So, Marcus now placing Rintra. We've already been over what a great defender. I had this exact matchup myself last night, and using my Scorpion versus a Dragon Man. I think we're seeing how good Scorpion is. For those who are tuning in for their first matchup, it's been a bit of a running joke. In one of our early streams, I was slobbering all over Scorpion and talking about how if I could redo my rankings, because I put out some rankings, Battlegrounds rankings videos, I split them into attackers, defenders, and dual threats, that I had just put it out like 2 days earlier, that if I could, I would move Scorpion up significantly in those rankings, just based on my experience getting to the Gladiator circuit. So here's how this goes. This is also a bit of a change up in the play style, right? And again, this is how versatile Scorpion is. Marcus is going to be landing that heavy. That's going to help him handle the mystical charges of Rintra. It's been pointed out in previous streams that those mystical charges, you do want to keep them low, because I think at 15, it might be 10, he actually goes stun mean. You don't want to back him into the corner, though. You don't want to back him into the corner. So there's a little bit of that, but I still think this is going to be fine. I'm curious if Marcus now does go to his SP2. Let's see how he plays this out. No, it looks like he's going to stick with that SP1 and let the stings there, the damage and debuff, do what they do, and then use the taunt as a way. He really wants to, yeah. Yeah. I think he's getting a little unsure there, right? Rincher is a tough fight. You want to keep those mystical charges under control. You need to knock him down to do that. And ideally, you want to keep him out of the corner, especially when he's at that those higher mystical charges. The one benefit here that Marcus does have, and it's been helping him out tremendously, is he's not getting the ruptures on him because Scorpion is rupture immune. That's Rincher being a tough fight and knowing how to fight him. Kabam Zero. I think that's just it. Wow, that is a very fast fight on the other side, though. That is much faster than I was able to pull off against MP Blaze last night. I still was able to do it against the Dragon Man, but Jarvis went even faster. He's got to knock Rincher down. I think that's just not knowing how to fight Rincher, and we've seen that come up. We've seen that come up in this tournament. New champion, tough defender, and folks just don't know how to handle. This game is so complex. There's so much for us to dive into and to consume and to understand, and then have to put it out there quickly on the spot is very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. We might even start seeing some Iron Dooms, infamous Iron Man, coming into the tournament. I think that's going to be a real wild card. So for people who get really lucky and pull him, or grind that arena and pull him, and then are able to use him in this tournament. Here we go. Obviously, Sunspot can be a total nuke here. Could really work out in his favor. That power, he doesn't have really a way to handle that power gain of Hyperion. So there he goes. He's got an Hyperion. I feel is often happy to throw his special, but okay, stunning him's not good. That's an accidental stun. I'm almost positive. I'm still willing to throw, so that's good. Stacking up those incinerates. He got a heat charge there. He needs Hyperion to throw this, though. He needs Hyperion to throw this. He's doing everything he can. He's leaving himself open. He's baiting. He is kind of backed into his own corner, though, from all of that baiting. I think this is where the node itself kind of comes into play, right? You're very hesitant to hit the block, but that's often a tactic we all use to entice the AI to throw a special. Let's see how much he is going to throw the special. I was concerned about it creating the indestructible. I'm sure he's frustrated. I'm sure there's some frustration setting in right now. Yeah, Tim. Yep. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Pizza Bear, what's up, buddy? Battlegrounds are phenomenal. I love it. Love it. I'm struggling to now. I still haven't even finished the event quest, and I have not even entered 8.1 because I'm just obsessed with Battlegrounds. Any game time I get is going to mandatory alliance stuff, and this Battlegrounds tournament. Really, I haven't even had a chance to do the Gladiator circuit. Tom is one of the best feature players out there. I feel safe saying this. Like for me, it's a little bit like when the NFL crowns their Super Bowl champion, and they're like, the world champions. You're like, literally no one else from any other country played. Like, how can you crown yourself the world champions when every single team is in the United States of America? But okay. I feel confident saying that Tom is one of the best players in the world. He is one of the best Battlegrounds players in the world. And you're seeing this on display right now. Marcus is amazing. He's putting on a great show. But Tom is he's one of the favorites for the whole tournament. I'm sure he doesn't want that sort of jinx being put on him, but he really is. Let's freaking go. What's up, Infamous? Thanks for being here, buddy. I enjoyed catching your stream this morning. It seems like you stream every day about the same time. I really enjoy that. It's a great stream for me to lurk in. I'm usually doing some work, and I can just put it on. I can hear your delicious voice. And every once in a while I ask you a question and you help me get better at the game. It's kind of like a win-win for me. Not baseball and basketball, throw those Toronto teams in there to let the cement. Exactly. I think that's the only reason the NFL and Major League Baseball had some Canadian teams. They're like, people are starting to call us out on this whole world champion thing. We really need to let's have our lawyers draw something up. What's up, Jason? Battlegrounds help with the quality of life in the game. I mean, that's such an open-ended question. For me, yeah, I'm very, very happy since this mode came into the game because I enjoy it that much. I don't think that's what you meant, but it doesn't. That it's another way to earn rewards, to get rewards. I believe a post went out today that might be detailing some of that. And it's something you can just pick up and play. Like, you don't have to be tournaments like we're doing right now. Like, you can just pick it up, play it, 15 minutes, get your match in, and you move on. Like, it's... I could talk for hours about how much I love this mode in MCoC. Hey, Nos, what's up, buddy? We are about to fancy up the stream a little bit. Thank you for joining me. Hey, Nos, we've got a fantastic channel. If you enjoy the sounds of this man's voice and the delightful information he presents, make sure you give him a sub. Anaz, if you don't mind, we link your channel in the chat, and welcome. Thank you for joining me.
Yeah, sure, can do. No pressure on the lovely voice there. I was just chugging down some water. Had to make sure I didn't quite choke my way onto the call.
You know, I think even with that accent of yours, you could have choked and people would have still been like, it just sounds magical. Yeah. It just... we need more of that.
Yeah, joined this one slightly late, but yeah, no, definitely agree on what you're saying about TJ being one of the favourites. And as a fellow Brit, I've got back and...
I think he cut out there for a second. He'll be back, I'm sure. But let's go ahead and focus on this round we got at hand. So Mole Man being placed as a defender. I cannot stand fighting him if I don't have a mutant who can handle him. And Killmonger's tough. So we've got double Archangels. Interesting that neither of them ever banned Archangels. Again, I think that's just part of that like kind of personalized aspect of Battlegrounds. I'd like to try to maximize my roster advantage. In most matchups, I have a roster advantage. In this tournament, at Slayer, it was present. Against Blaze, it wasn't there as much. And so a champion like Archangel, who someone could beat me with their 5-star, or even Human Torch, it's not what I want. I don't want to leave that window open.
I think the best thing with Archangel as well is the rarity doesn't matter so much as the RNG in the fight.
Yep.
You just really want those Neuros to line up in your favor.
Which Marcus needs to start happening badly now. He didn't get one there. I'm sure he's a little frustrated at that. Yeah. There he goes. He's finally landed 2.
To get one.
Still only 2. And this is just how it goes. It just is. You know, I got off to a rough start last night, and then your gameplay starts to go, and it's sports. It's the same mental aspect of sports or so many other things in life. I won't belabor the point. I think you guys all know what I'm talking about, but it's just how it goes. Marcus is a great player. I'm so excited to have him in 4 Loki and doing war with us this season. I know he's going to do great stuff. Looking forward to those videos. And let's see if he can pull himself out of it.
Absolutely. Yeah. I've watched some of his streams before, and he's definitely a skilled player. I think it is just one of those points where when it starts to swing against you, the nerves naturally rack up a little bit.
Yeah.
But he can quite easily swing this one still. Momentum, like you said, is a big thing from following this tournament so far. And we have seen some comeback wins, so you never know.
Absolutely. It's not over till it's over. We've seen some incredible comebacks. You see, you're already getting compliments on the voice. I knew it happened. Thank you for helping. Thank you for helping, like, classy this place up a little bit.
Well, I had to, isn't it? TJ being here, I think it was the perfect one for me to get involved in.
That's true. That is true. Great point. Let's see how Marcus handles this. If he still opts to go for those special 3s. I'm thinking probably not. I think a lot of that was probably due to going up against Nick Fury.
I think, yeah, the main thing is, well, he wants to make sure he's got that stagger up ready for the immortality at the end.
Yep. I think ideally he would have pushed Perk to his special 2 before he threw that SP1, right?
Yeah. gets a special 2 off there, so definitely not going for a special 3 this time round.
Yeah. He needs to get his get that stagger up if he can. He's doing a nice job of remembering though that Herc has those feats of strength, so he's not going to be able to stun him.
Yeah, I think he's keeping it clean so far.
Yep.
Main thing is just keep that composure now going into the final bit. Now pointing out as well that his MD might be a bit lower, leading to a slightly slower fight here.
It's a good point. I've just had MD5 on since I met DLL for War Season 1. And I just am so used to seeing that and experiencing it myself.
Guessing stream's slightly behind you. We've got TJ in chat already.
Yeah, as I'm watching this fight, it didn't look like it was going to go the way Marcus would want. So he put on a great effort. Effort. I know he's not looking for a moral victory right now. But going up against, I mean it, one of the best Battlegrounds players in the world. If I had to, and I'm not going to, but if I had to rank the competitors in the tournament, he would be in that top 4 or 5 easily in that top tier. So that's just how good Tom is at this. Valiant effort out of Marcus. Put on a great show. He streamed it all. Please go support him. Let him know you appreciate him doing this for all of us, putting on a fantastic show. He streamed against Jay Will too. I imagine he's going to stream in his 3rd round matchup as well. Cheer him on. Let him know. Support that channel. Watch his war videos when they come out for this war season coming up for Loki. He's a great guy. He's helping me put on the meetup we're going to be having in the Southern California area here in the beginning of November. Go support him. Tom, I see you in the chat there, my friend. Congratulations on the win. Are you feeling pretty? Oh, you're already asking the question. So you're saying, does that mean that yourself and Jay will go through? Yeah. So we'll pull up the board for everyone. This is the first group that's worked out this way, or the first and probably only, I believe. TJarvis, Jason Jabari Gaming, both are 2-0, and Iron Patriot, a mythic level player in this game. He has the mythic title. That's how good he is. And Marcus are both 0-2. So no matter how week 3 goes, TJarvis, Jason Jabari Gaming, Jay will advance into the knockout stage. Those of you who are familiar with the way the World Cup works, right? The Men's World Cup will be being played this fall and winter, actually. We'll be using their tournament structure. And so I actually posted that knockout stage bracket to everyone last night. It was their first time really getting a look at it. They knew that we were going to use that format, but I think for some of them it was the first time they've really seen it. And one of the things that's unique about that for folks who haven't seen that sort of bracket format is it shifts things around. The idea being that like Tom and Jason and Jabari Gaming should not be able to match until if and when they met in the finals. So it tries to move teams around a lot. That way, like if 2 teams face in a group stage and, like Brazil versus France, let's say, well, obviously one of them ends up winning or I guess tying in the group stage. Probably don't want them facing too early in the actual knockout stage if you can avoid it. And so it just worked out so that they can try to be in the finals if they continue to advance. So you're a football fan, right? Right, Nas?
Yeah. Winning the World Cup will be a weird one this year, but I think they'll have a lot to live up to after this tournament. So
yeah, that's true. It's at a weird time. Like I think we're all used to it during to be in the summer, but I understand because of the location, the heat just would have been a bit much.
Yeah, absolutely. So it'll be a different one, but I think we've got it's coming home in chat already.
It's coming home.
I wasn't going to say it myself, Eric, but it's out there.
Part of me wants to heckle you on that, but I'm going to let it go because I know that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm from the U.S. And for us, it's like, hey, we might have a chance to make it out of the group stage. That's pretty good, right? Where you're obviously from a country where that is not the standard. That's
Absolutely.
not. Yeah.
I feel it's one of those ones where if we get beat by America, they're suddenly going to care about football a lot more. So.
Oh, absolutely. We are tremendous front runners. Like that's how it works.
Noah says we're going home.
Marcus, excellently played, my friend. You put on a heck of a show. The chat, what would you guys prefer? Would you prefer I could do some friendly matches? I could do some, I do need to get that EQ done so that I can get my next strength 4, or I could bring up the post that I imagine Kabam put up on their site, and we can kind of just talk through that. So we'll get like the first 4 or 5 comments in the chat. Me want a friendly? Sure, let's do it. If you're up for it, Marcus. Oh, well, we got a post comment. You want some? It looks like friendly matches are the request, and let's talk about the post. So you guys bring up stuff that you're seeing. Nas, have you seen the post?
I have. Yeah, 7 stars, eh?
How are you feeling?
I think that's probably. I think my first reaction was just a bit of. It's kind of like the worry that's been there for a while. I don't want to jump to any conclusions too quickly because I am yet to watch the ELL video on it as well and kind of form some more opinions that way. But yeah, I have to admit 7 stars it was one that was worrying me. So, that kind of roster reset again, but they're going to try and get around that with Ascension now. And it'll be interesting, certainly, over the next few kind of months to see how that develops.
I really appreciate you bringing up Ascension, because I want to make sure everything I say is allowed to be said. There are so many things coming into this game that have recently come to this game and that are still coming, updates and things, that I have gotten to the point where I don't want to talk about anything unless I have someone on call who's already brought up that this is public information. So thank you for doing that, because I was like, I want to wait and see if someone brings up Ascension. How much detail was gone into on that?
So I think from the gist of the post, it seems just Ascension is going to be a way to kind of prolong the usefulness of 4, 5, and 6 stars, just as a way to kind of make them feel like the power of the rarity of above. So it's like you're not in as much of a rush of, now I need to dump my 6-star roster and get all the 7 stars in kind of thing. Which I appreciate, because that was definitely one of the big concerns they had to deal with this. But yeah, how it pans out is just one that kind of you need to see in action, I guess.
Were you you do the exact same thing with me as public info? It's, and the thing is, Zero, it's all extremely exciting, and so I want to talk about it, but I don't want to stick my foot in my mouth.
That's why you get some balance and you get someone like me who knows absolutely nothing on it.
That's perfect. That's perfect. Someone who knows too many things and someone who doesn't know anything, and
exactly. So we meet somewhere in the middle, and there we go.
That's exactly it. That's how math works, I think. That's funny. Is I got to. I do need to pay.
You'll bring DLL out of his cage.
Yeah, DL's listening. He'll finally. Technically, that's not how math works. If you'd like a further dissertation.
Did you hear about my little math situation with DLL recently? Actually.
No, I stumbled on that without even meaning to. What happened?
I had some 6 stones expiring actually that I needed to get out quickly, and I think probably with 6 minutes left on them. I'm talking about putting them into thing, and then DLL just asked me the question about, relatively the impact of his SIG level.
Yeah.
And starts doing some math. Yeah, my brain was fried at 1 a.m. at this point, and the stones end up expiring, all 40 of them.
No.
Yeah, Sly and the guys just had a great time laughing at that, but shout out to Kabam Drake for managing to help sort that one out for me, get the 6 back.
Oh, you were able to? Were you contacted support, and they're like, sorry sir, if you didn't use them in time, it's not our fault, very kindly, I'm sure. Yeah. And then you're like, no, seriously, here's the thing.
Appreciated the rush of it and trying to claim them in time. But,
did you respond with, no, DLL started talking math and I fell asleep, and they were like, oh, sorry, we'll refund you those 6 stones right now. Was that kind
of?
I
think this happened before he announced he was working there as well. So maybe I don't stick him in the mud. It's DLL's fault.
He deserves it. Bring him down a peg or two. And tell him I said so. Actually, please don't say that. I don't want anything to happen. I don't know who to pick. Hey, what's up, Yusafa? How you doing, buddy? Also, the key is to do as many Max League champs now. Features no longer. Yeah, so that's... Look, as much as I am very excited about the game, and I am, there is the, like, okay, because I'm a player of the game. Like, I started the channel, I run the channel because I enjoy playing the game. It's not the other way around. Like, this is definitely a... I've been told by my accountant I need to not call it a hobby. So this is not a hobby. I want to make that clear. This is a second job. But it's a passion project for me. And so I'm a player of the game. And so as a player of the game, while I'm excited about it, I do think you're going to see my Cavalier Crystal openings on the channel plummet. They already have. But I do think that's going to be the case for a while. Now we'll have to see how this all plays out, because I feel like there wasn't, for those who are playing like some version of an end game, let's call it, when the transitions from 5 to 6 happened, it did feel abrupt, and there was a point where, like, I feel like there was a point where I like maxed out my 5-star Doom, and I was excited to max out a 6-star Doom. I don't know. You're just gonna have to kind of. If anyone has strong opinions, I'd love to hear that. Do you, like, are you still going to go for the featured Nas, or what are you thinking?
I think, yeah, I'm still going to be sticking to features, trying and get some of the newer champs. I feel, having taken like in my situation personally, I took like a 6-month break, and obviously that meant that I fell behind on a lot of the newer champs.
Yeah.
I just wasn't opening crystals as quickly, so yeah, definitely. Still going to be kind of going for those, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that shapes up.
Yeah, and I still think there's going to be a lot more information and things to come out, modes and whatnot. Man, I'm really butchering this fight while I talk. But
just sort of heavy to the face. Yeah,
it's for those watching at home. You don't want to do that. That is a bad idea. It's like I was pretty ready to go pretty all in for Mortal Doom or Mortal Infamous Iron Man. I keep wanting to call him Immortal something or other.
Yeah, I've been doing that too, so you're not alone.
And I don't think this is logical. I'm fully admitting I do not think this is logical. But I'm finding myself... also, don't do that, guys. I'm finding myself not as excited to... go all in. Like, I'll open 20 because I said in a video that I would.
Yeah.
But I'll probably only open 20, maybe 40, and then, like, call it a day. You know?
Now do you wait for his Paragon crystals to come out? That's the real question.
I do think my days of doing that are over. I really, but I've said that before. But I really think they may be. Sony, what's up? You just subbed? And I feel like I've seen your profile picture and name around. Maybe it's on other people's streams or things like that. But thank you so much. I sent you a PM, not knowing there was another round. Sometimes I jump into the middle of chat, and so I miss that. If that's to me, like, no worries. Or maybe you're talking to Tom. Got it. If people in the CCP are excited about the game, not quitting over the changes, I'm here. Oh, I gotta pick an attacker. Yeah, I'm curious to. I will say I'm very excited to watch a lot of people's videos on it and kind of get their thoughts. Like, obviously, there's chat in the CCP, so you know what people are saying there. But after some time to kind of digest it and then take the information, how does that really? What are the implications of it, or what do you think they are? That sort of thing. I'm excited to see that. I'm definitely going to be pulling up DLL, Mike, and Lags for that. And obviously, there's other great creators too. Those are just the ones that I know I'm going to go to for.
It was funny to see the kind of media reaction as soon as the news broke. I saw like links coming out in chats, and then suddenly there apparently an influx of videos. So
yeah, I think there's probably a ton. How is it? Like, I don't feel like this chat is overly positive or negative. I feel like it's pretty middle of the road.
Yeah, I think people, to be fair, look, BAM have been making a lot of improvements recently, so I think we do owe it to them to kind of give them a chance with it and see how it goes before being maybe too reactionary. But seeing like TJ saying, for example, you know, we had kind of a similar situation when 6 stars came out, the same sort of feeling, but then it worked out. So
yeah, that's and you guys know me, and that might be part of why this chat is so like even keel on it, where everyone's just like, we'll see. Is like, you guys know me. That's how I tend to approach this stuff. Like gifting, last year's gifting, it was like, the world is ending. The game will never be the same. Competitive balance is over forever. And I was like,
yeah.
I put out the video and I'm like, GT40's winning war. They are not Wales. I'm pretty sure they'll still be winning war. Here we are in October. Well, it's not October yet, but I'm going to make it October because it furthers my point. We're almost in October of the next year, and guess who's winning war season every year? GT40. Like, it's just, I think there's that natural instinct for us to think that like, oh, everything's ruined forever now. Pick someone to fight. I think he's got me cornered here. I think he's got me. Yeah, and he picked the mole. Yeah, there was issues with gifting. I'm just saying that, like, I think there's this instinct, this thing to think it's like forever broken and will never ever be okay. And I think it's good that we provide critical, constructive criticism because we care so much. If we didn't, you know, the game wouldn't exist.
Absolutely, yeah.
But the immediacy with which we pull out pitchforks or think that the sky is falling is a lot. And so I think it's not a surprise that this chat being on this channel is having the reaction of like, I guess we'll have to see how this goes. You know? I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's been a little bit since this post dropped off. I know my immediate reaction as well was, well, the game was fun while it lasted, but you know, it's one of those things you got to just give it time.
Oh, this is going to go so poorly.
Yeah, this is going to be entertaining for us to watch at least, but good luck to you, Vega.
Thank you. That is really kind of you. I think there's a way to make this work. I just don't know what it is.
I mean, it's already going better than my last Battlegrounds fight with Longshot, and that was dreadful. I had a friendly match against Sly earlier. Final round, I was against his... I was about to call him Immortal, but it's something else, isn't it, the Iron Man? And I got shredded. Those non-contact mediums, and I was wondering why I couldn't land carry, so...
You know, these things happen in life, right?
Yeah. It made for a really good screenshot, though.
Great.
Bam Zero saying go special 1 route. Yeah, because then you get the instant freeze. Special 2 Incinerate to get purified.
Maybe I should have done that. I kind of got stuck in this weird...
You're still getting some decent burst from it.
Yeah, what I really should have done, I think, is parried quite a bit off the beginning, got him into frenzy. Yeah, so this isn't going to do me a hill of beans. And then I could have hit his block, because what I wanted to do is be able to safely hit his block a few times.
Yeah.
And then get those armor ups, use those armor ups for more damage off that SP2. It's not an ideal matchup. It's just, I think it was the best thing I had for me at that time. And then Hulkling's just a brute. Hulkling's amazing. I love Hulkling. I love Teddy.
Say, there's a small chance you nick this one, and just so I say that it comes through.
Yeah, and that's how I win. I win ugly. I almost never win pretty.
Yeah, but you know, as they say, dub's a dub, man.
It does the dub. That's how I've always looked at it, my friend. I don't need to look pretty coming out. I got my trophy.
You just gotta get out.
Exactly, just got to get out. I don't know where I'm trapped in this scenario, but I'm obviously trapped somewhere, and I'm just trying to make my way out of it. I forgot about Hulkling abilities. Yeah, great match, Marcus. Thank you so much, friend. I did tell Mr. Jarvis ago, so if you want to stick around and watch me get slaughtered, here's your chance. The line was Tom, me, Bryce. Okay, I think we'll cap it at that. as I look at the time and my responsibilities for the day.
Quite the queue forming with their pitchforks there for you, Vega.
Like, we'll teach you a good lesson. This has been an interesting experiment too, of realizing who I'm not friends with in game that I thought I already was. And also,
I thought you were just going to leave it at people you're not friends with anymore.
No, also like, wow, I haven't seen that name in years. Yeah, the friends list in this game, I just not something I use very often. And what is Gladiator Circuit Gamma 1? I don't think I've done a single match since I made the Gladiators. Did they just eventually place me somewhere?
I have no clue. I'm currently sitting in goal 2, nice and pretty. I haven't seen Gamma 1 before, so.
Huh. Well, that's where I'm at. Neto, can't wait for a 9-star score. Me too, dude. That's the one I'll wail out on, is when that crystal comes out. OG Highline, totally off subject, but are you familiar with Ballast Point Brewery? Is that the one that's in, I mean, I'm familiar with the name, like the brand, but they have a brewery in, I think it's technically Long Beach, like in the 2nd Street area, Belmont Shore. Is that the one? Because if that's it, it's beautiful. It's great sunsets, really nice setup. They did a great job there.
We've got Will saying that Venom Pool's an underrated counter to Hulkling in Battlegrounds. Well, imagine him with a Venom Striker.
Okay, so is that out as well?
That's out as well. I realized we never mentioned the Strikers, and I was like, wait, let me break the ice there, just so you know it's safe.
Thank you. So, like, I loved Strikers when we had. Shoot, this is me being like, do I need to backpedal? Did everyone get a chance? Everyone got to do stuff with Strikers, right? They were for
that was released to everyone in I think it's like side quests and stuff like that. It was like fairly basic, but it was there.
I felt like it was just enough to add some really cool gameplay, like tactics, though. Like, I kind of recall like going unblockable or something, utilizing that. Mr. Jarvis, you're not showing up, dude. Oh, is that because I added not and not Jarvis?
That might be why.
I can only do so many things at once. And I'm usually not even...
spot free for him as well.
Oh, there it is. One spot for what?
I said you had one spot left in your friends for him as well.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
The
list is now full.
Gonna have to get rid of some of the people I don't really know.
Yes, TJ, he's just accepted it now.
But he's still not showing up. Maybe I need to reset the game.
Take care, Sonia. You've got Lemmy asking if you're still able to do Legends runs with the monthly EQ.
No.
What would the time be?
Oh, if I could? Or is it?
I think just generally, is it still possible?
No, I don't. I think that's done, right? Legends runs are done, I believe.
I believe so. I don't know if they still had the like lower end EQ ones, but I can't remember the last time I saw someone do one of those. So.
Thanks for just inviting, Tom. I was actually struggling to find you. Sonia, thank you so much for being here. Hopefully I caught you in time. Maybe it's just the mythic runs that are gone. People can still do. We're getting different reports. I honestly don't remember, and this isn't some weird statement. It's just the truth. I did mine so long ago, and then never paid attention to it again.
Yeah, I was actually doing them before they started making titles for it, and then decided to just take a back seat and let others have fun.
That's very kind. That's very kind of you.
I know. I just thought, I can't be clogging up the leaderboards. Just got to be generous, isn't it?
Absolutely. Beautiful voice and a beautiful man, inside and out. Here with Anaz, like this is great.
Beautiful ego as well.
Beautiful ego. No, I think that was humble. That was humble. It just kind of came out as cocky.
Yeah.
Does Scorpion need to be awakened to be good? No.
I feel like this is a new joke. I've seen on quite a lot of, I think it's Scorpion that people keep asking about on your streams. I feel like I've missed an inside joke somewhere.
Yeah, there was a stream, was one of the early Battlegrounds tournament streams. And I believe I had Slay and Nerd on call. And I was just going off about how much I loved sorry, I'm paying attention a little bit to my draft now.
Get your draft sorted as well.
I was going off about just how much I love Scorpion and how I had just recently put out a couple of videos on kind of like ranking people, trying to help them out with who I've really enjoyed using for defenders, attackers, and dual threats in Battlegrounds. And I had put it out, like I made the videos on like a Friday or a Thursday and put them out that weekend. And then in that time, sorry, I gotta think. Noix. In that time, I had used Scorpion so much to climb into the Gladiator bracket. Like, he was just invaluable for me. And I even started making fun of myself. I was like, okay. Like, settle down on the Scorpion love. And so then it just became a joke. Like, we started doing polls in the chats on like, is Scorpion good? And things like that. So that's what happened.
I figured it might be the sequel to the old, I think there was one on Karate Mike's channel asking if Thorax needs to be awakened or something.
It very well may be. I would be happy if that happened. That would be cool. I embrace these things, especially if it's mocking me. That's all good.
Yeah.
There was something I wanted to do. I had an idea on how to try this fight. What was it? Okay, that's definitely not who I would have wanted to make this attempt with.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Yeah.
You might be onto discovering something new here, so who knows?
The greatest penny counter ever has always actually been Bishop. Who knew?
And we just never knew it. Nah says at least your specials will be unblockable. So.
That's a great point. I was trying to figure out. I was thinking I'd probably just throw the match. Whatever. So that's me not remembering if she was immune to incinerate or shock. Oh, good. All right, let's get that misery over with. Can she parry if I stun versus Bishop? Like, if you parry heavy, would that work? I don't know. I really did forget if she was immune to incinerate or shock. I was pretty sure it was incinerate. That's a really high sig Bishop. I don't know. Let's see. All right, he's going to go pretty fast. We saw him do this with his Scorpion already. I had a plan. What was my plan? Is Killmonger's power gain for every... Oh, Nas left. I can't remember if... thanks for being here, Nas. I can't remember if Killmonger's power gain is from damaging debuffs or all debuffs. Oh, no worries, brother. I really appreciate you being on call. It was a lot of fun. Thank you for being here. As we saw earlier today, TJarvis's Killmonger is out for blood. He is out for blood. I wasn't gonna win that one anyway, but still, I wanted to test some stuff and I got distracted. But Jarvis would kick my butt anyways. Where are we at in the chat? I think who's going next? It was Nah, right? Is Kim teleported to the SP2? He's also got that Limber Plus that Yusafa apparently has. It's granted to massive whales and to the best BG players in the world. They get Limber Plus. It was Nah then MUH. What's up, Bryce? I gotta ask Tom how he's doing that so quickly with his Scorpion, because I'm gonna want to do that too. That's the other thing. He's one of the best players in the world. He's also outrageously nice. It's actually how we became friends. He was on my Discord server, and I was like, this guy is insanely nice and keeps sharing information with people, like, just because. I thought that was really cool. Thanks for being here, Nas. All right, so Nah. All right, my boy Nah. Speaking of, I don't know how this happened, but speaking of insanely smart and skilled players, this guy knows the game as well as anyone I know. He knows the game as well as anyone I know, and he's incredibly skilled with it too. Also, an incredibly nice, outrageously nice player. Got to know him. I think it was on my Discord server. No, correct me if I'm wrong. And I was like, this guy just keeps giving out advice to people and getting literally nothing for it. Doesn't have a YouTube channel or anything like that. Just being helpful. And that just impressed the heck out of me. And so we kind of struck up a friendship to the best of my recollection on it. He's also got a rank 4 Black Cat that he does. Actually, let's let the people see what you do with Black Cat. Let's let the people see. I hope he gets a chance to show off with his Black Cat. Or not Black Cat, sorry guys, Black Panther. And you will be amazed. It's so good. The videos were so great. We actually had I actually asked Cat Murdoch to make an emoji with Black Panther with the king crown on it. So that's cool that Bryce put that emoji in the chat. Clear, I am trying, but I'm also testing stuff. I need to play this mode more if I want to try to advance in my own tournament. Not does have a show. That's true. He did recently start. He's putting work into it, and I highly recommend checking it out. That is true. But when I got to know him, if he had a channel, I wasn't aware of it. It just seemed like someone who's just genuinely helping people. I don't think so, but I apologize. I kind of signed up too many people, and I do need to go. I had pushed around quite a few things. I wanted to stream Marcus's and TJ's matchup today, and so work is calling me. So, not literally, figuratively. And so, I not today, but I'll do this because I do want to keep practicing. Curious, I want to see how he deals with Hulkling. I think that might be one where he shows off with his Black Panther. Or against Bishop. Michael, I know I'm very late, but I had to go somewhere quick. Is that what Infamous does? Oh, not that work, different work. Also a bully, though. Always making me go and do things. Let's see. I'm going to do my best to extend this matchup to three rounds so we can get the full Gnaw highlights for everybody. I feel like I'm walking into a trap here. This feels like a trap. And so as a result, I'm going to go with long shot for it. Oh, right on, Lemmy. Yeah, thanks for understanding, bud. And I'll do that. I definitely will. Like I said, I really want to set up some more practice runs. I really want to win my matchup against Slamon next week, try to advance. All right, so there it was. Everyone, I really hope Gnaw was able to show off his incredible skills, game knowledge there. Like, who does Black Panther versus Nick Fury? Who's like, I know who I'm going to use for Nick Fury. Black Panther. Seen this time and time again on my Discord server from it. I'm gonna be late. Yeah, I was late on that. So that's my kind of new to long shotness there. What I'm really trying to do is get Guardian to block, and the guy just refuses to do it. Of course, now he does it. Now that I don't have the Fate seal up. I think that'll do it. So that could have gone a lot faster. I just need to continue to get sharper with long shot. I think he's just so great for this meta. Look at that. Like, honestly, guys, look at that, though. 82-second takedown of a rank 3 Nick Fury with that Black Panther. And I have a feeling Gnaw will tell us that he could have played better. Finn, but that's the kind of stuff that, like, you know. That, like, players at your level know. Like, it's phenomenal. All right. It's the Avenger tag. You know, I'm too far back in the chat to see. Are you talking about Black Panther? All right. And this fight is it's going to look like a bull. It's going to get out of control. And unless I badly misplay it, Hulkling will die and Rintrah will have 100% health. It's just a matter of, does the fight take 45 seconds or does it take 1 minute and 30? Dragon Man's the same for Hulkling. You know, we saw someone try to pull that off the other night, I think. Or maybe it was Dragon Man for Penny. Okay, so we should go unblockable. I really want him to throw this. Should go unblockable there, which takes time, manages his unblockable. Make sure we don't get pushed to our SP3. Make sure we don't get pushed to our SP3 again. And he's dead. We didn't end up at 100% health, so I guess I was wrong there. But aside from that, that's the Rintra experience, folks. Like, I don't think we got any big crits. If we did, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think we did. And so we ended up having to throw a couple of those SP2s there, but we were able to stack up plenty of ruptures. For me, it's just, I used to try to throw those SP1s. In fact, there's probably videos of me saying it in War, and I do think it is a little different in War. Because, again, this is like the difference between a player like me and a player like Finn. Is like, a player like Finn, you know, he's in Alliance, they're like maximizing time. They are just like the ultimate there. Where I'm in War, I'm like, I just want to solo my fight. If it takes me 4 minutes, that's fine. I just want to solo it. And so I think going with the SP1 and Rintra often makes a lot of sense if there's those sort of and things like that. In BGs, I really don't want to get pushed to my SP3. It just takes so much time. But if you've got, I don't think you need 20 mystical charges with Rintra. I can't remember exactly what the number is. I think it's over 10. Then your specials will be unblockable. So that's why you just saw me launch it a couple times, because I didn't want to get pushed from SP3. Dude, I was excited. I wish people could have seen you with your PvP versus that Fury. It's just exciting to see. And like, yeah, dude, that's just the way Battlegrounds goes. Like, you know, RNG goes in your favor. You get a good deck, and what are you gonna do? Growlers, not figuratively. This isn't a hobby. It's not. It's gone past the point of a hobby for sure. It's just like I said. My accountant has informed me to not use the term hobby for it. For the channel. Eric, it's 15 plus. All right. Oh, got it, for the mystical charges. All right, and then there was one last one. I think it was emulates. Bryce, are we already friends, bud? I hope we are. I don't want to have to remove anyone on screen or on stream. But there's people who literally I don't know. Like, I had giveaways in the last few years. And so the only way to I think it was when like gifting was on a couple years back or something. So we became friends for that. There he is. It's 10. I thought it was 10, Eric. I recently looked it up for Battleground stuff, but like I said, recalling stuff like in that exact minute it's not a skill set I always possess. Mike, I would, bud, but this is gonna be my last one. I gotta go. Otherwise, I definitely would. Crowley, do you realize you're 15 minutes behind stream? At least I remembered what you were referring to, so that helped. Wow. This deck is just different than what I'm used to. And there's no torch, so I'm getting rid of that right now. I'm gonna leave in the Terax because I actually want to practice against Sin. That was one of my worst fights last night against Blaze. Bryce, if you're there, dude, play. There's no rules about Wiccan. Play some on defense, offense, wherever. Let's let the people see how great Wiccan is. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate your understanding. Yeah, Bryce, this is what, like, the personalized nature of Battlegrounds, though, and, like, top players in the world. Like, they know how to use these champions, man. It's so big and diverse. That's what we try to show with the rankings videos, is there's a lot of ways to advance in this game. Doinks, I'm already a little thrown off. I probably should have stuck with negative there. I have no clue how to fight Titania, so this could be funny if he goes with her. An Artful Hulkbuster during Bulwark is ridiculous. What's up, Snoops? That's someone I haven't seen. That's like a blast from the past almost. What's up, buddy? How you doing? I'm hoping to pull a long shot in my last one. He's supposedly very lucky. Let's see if it carries through. Long shot, or I guess Tiger would work. Neither of them shows up. Oh, Soups, don't ever apologize for that, my friend. Go enjoy college. Study your butt off and have as much fun as you possibly can once those studies are done. That is what college is for. I'm happy to hear you're doing that. That's awesome. Okay. I didn't bring Korg for offense, that's sure. Let's place him on defense now. And I will eventually show you guys that Domino can be good for this. Every time I've tried to show it live on stream, it does not go well. That plus level skill in his deck is scary combo. Yeah, this kind of goes into what I often say is like, I don't know how or why exactly it happened, but I have this incredible collection of outrageously skilled, smart, and kind friends. It's just kind of how it's worked out for me, and I am very grateful for it. The reason I'm not going to Domino's SP2 is it triggers, it pretty regularly triggers the indestructible from the node. The SP1 often does plenty of damage, and so I just find it to be quicker. Man, those bleeds are not doing what I hoped they would. I thought that was a fight ender. I thought that was a fight ender for sure. That's why I laid off so much. Should have learned from last night and laying off. Look at that play. Hood versus Korg. 63 seconds. That is phenomenal, Bryce. MU8s and Bryce, same person. That was awesome. And wasn't quite as clean as my fight against Lagus Court on Monday night. So, in other words, it could get cleaner. That is so cool. That is so cool. This motherfucker, well, can you let me borrow some of your smart friends? Well, I know this is going to sound like self-promotion. They're hanging out on my server. Yeah. We got a great culture on that server though. That's why I took it invite only. But if I know if you want on, you can come. It'd be great to have you on board. But yeah, we took it invite only quite a while ago now, just to make sure. Just it's supposed to be a supportive place. And new players, old players, any player can come on there and ask a question. No one's going to treat you like you're an idiot for asking a question. It's meant to be there to share ideas, thoughts. We talk about all kinds of stuff too. We would like to talk about TV. It's all cool. Hood is good. Hood is good, Bean. You got that right. What's up, Neen? How you doing, bud? I knew I'd mess up that evade. I knew it. Not gonna lie, I'd hoped for a little more damage out of that. I'm really hoping this finishes him off because I'm probably going to send him red. I thought that SP2, that messed up SP2, I think this potentially could be close. Looks like my Fury's doing his job. I would imagine, though, as long as he solos that Fury, he's probably going to get the win because knowing Bryce, he's not going to make any mistakes that would cause Domino to take much damage. Oh, you're stuck loading? Ah, oh, that sucks. Sucks. Manuel, you know what? Actually, this is my last Battlegrounds, and then we'll do like a 5-minute wrap up on the post. I'm excited for them. I have moved into. I don't want to say I've moved into it, but I'm very optimistic on the game these days. I'm very optimistic on the game. Shoot, Bryce, I did not expect you to do that. Why'd you do that, dude? That was just mean. That was mean. They call this the Battle of the Bulge. I think this is what that term came from, is two Uncle Hulks going at two Kingpins. This is the round mound MCoC rebound. Look at that. You can't get bigger and beefier than these two guys. I know. Yeah, the thing is, I know you're going to have a way to take this fight that I'm not seeing, but we'll see what happens. And if I'm not mistaken, I know I have a rank 4 Overseer, and I believe this is a rank 4 Kingpin. I'm pretty positive because Bryce tore through 4 Loki's war defense with his Kingpin once. And I think I was even in the BG that he just tore through it. And I think we've got rank 3s matched up against each other on Bryce's side of this. I'm not going to wait for him to get to another bar of power. I think this is taking a little long as it is. I just need him to throw this. And he really doesn't want to. Oh man, these two big beefy boys are just gonna have a staring contest. That's no good. No one wants to see that. I'd love for him to throw a special. Let's see if we can get some damage in here. Curious to see how it turns out on his side. I have no idea what to expect. I have no idea what to expect on his side of this match. He got the fight down. Oh, man. Bryce, if you're willing, I know it's a lot to type out. I just did basically 5 hits, tried to get Kingpin to throw his specials. He did go super passive for a while, but that's the game. It happens. I went to my SP3. I only had 5 of the cosmic charges. I think they're called cosmic charges with Uncle Hulk. Was there anything different that you did? Once I triggered it, once I threw him SP3, you know what? Is it a passive or active? It's a debuff, I believe, that gets put. I wonder if it was active. I wasn't paying enough attention. Toss the SB1 first. There it is, Eric. Thank you. Yeah, I didn't. It's like you could hear me talking it through, and I was like, "Oh no." Very cool. Very cool. All right. I don't have the time, guys, to go through the full post from Kabam. I know DLL put together a video on it, so I would highly recommend checking it out. My quick thoughts on it. What was it? What were the questions around relics, ascension, 7 stars? So I'll just show you guys where I'm at now, instead of doing the whole like where I've come from, because there was a time where I was very not excited about 7 stars, but it goes back quite a ways. Based on the communications I've received and the posts I've read and stuff like that, is it feels like they learned a lot. They're aware that the jump from 5 to 6 stars, especially for people who were playing at that like end game level, and I definitely was at that time, it felt abrupt, and it was also kind of confusing. Like it felt like, wait, are 6 stars more powerful, or is it 5s? And then you throw in the prestige aspect of it all, and it just it was not an enjoyable experience for me. And without complaining about it or anything like that, I think they just kind of read the tea leaves, or maybe they did some internal testing, or got feedback and they're aware. It felt like they really learned from it, and they're going to try very hard. A lot of effort and intention is going to be put into not having that be the experience with 7s. As a result, I'm excited about them. My whaling days are pretty much gone as far as like Cav Crystal stuff. I'll still open some and whatever, but I have found my desire like to open for Infamous Iron Man is plummeted. I'll still do the video on Thursday because I said I would, and everyone hit the likes requirement for that. As far as relics, I'll start with like my concerns on them. Is I'm more concerned for your newer player coming into the game. Like, I feel like the game is so big and complex, and I love that. But me, as someone who's spent as much time on the game as I do, I still have trouble sometimes keeping up with like all the various modes and champion interactions. Now, I happen to really enjoy that, so maybe that's the idea here, is like you either enjoy that or you don't. So adding onto that with relics, it's like it's already capturing the crowd who's enjoying it. It's not going to turn off people because those people have already been turned off, is what I'm assuming that's going to kind of work. I think anyway, you can kind of personalize your champions. Also, I don't believe it was stated. It didn't look like it's stated. But how much relic stuff have you guys seen? I'll just say it. I think it's safe to say, based on what I saw, or what I feel like I saw, relics aren't going to make Herc better. It felt like they're more going to help your champions that you don't often see as high up on the tier list. I don't believe anyone said that, and I don't have proof of that. That's just that was kind of the feeling I got based on what I've seen so far. Let's put it that way. So as a result, I'm cautiously optimistic about them. It feels like they're going to add something cool to the game, something for you to kind of not individualize, but accentuate your champions who maybe you really enjoy playing. Like I've seen you guys mention the Venom one. Do you guys remember seeing like anything else on the Venom one? Because I'd love to expound on that a little bit, but I don't want to say stuff I'm not supposed to. And then the Ascension stuff came up. For me, as someone who's built a robust 6-star roster, I love the idea that they will stay relevant longer. And I love the idea that, let's say, like you guys see how much I love Rintra, right? How much I'm enjoying that. Or let's go Scorpion. I love the fact that if I don't pull a 7-star Scorpion, or he's not available as one, because remember, when 6 stars came out, the 6-star pool sucked. Remember? It took a long time for the powerful champions to start being added, and they're added slowly. And so there was an evolution of that. I would imagine, I don't know, but I would imagine that sort of evolutionary aspect will be kept with this. It'll probably be a 1 or 2 champions, I would think, that makes us want to open the 7 stars. But right now, my plan is to really hold those 7 stars, shards, and just build and build and build, and then just maybe have like some one big opening bonanza or something. And so I like that. I like the fact, or I like the idea that if I don't have a Scorpion, I want to make it more powerful. I'm not fearful of taking him to rank 5 as a 6 star, because I feel like I can, quote unquote, ascend him one day. I also think, and I don't, this is totally DLL's idea, so I'm giving full credit, and I think you should go watch his video. I think he's brought up some really cool ideas on what this might mean for some 5 stars. So much of that has to do, though, with how the exact, I think the word is titration or scheduling of this all comes out. So in general, I am cautiously optimistic about all of it. I also think that if it's not going well, I think Kabam will adjust. And I think we're seeing that a lot. Like I was not cautiously optimistic about rebalancing when it came out, and I put out a video on that. The way it's actually playing out, I'm very happy with. And so I feel comfortable and confident becoming more and more cautiously optimistic about these new features, modes, and things like that being added to the game. Because it feels like feedback's being taken, and it also feels like people who really are playing the game a lot are helping influence decisions, and I think that's a good thing. Any questions on that or anything like that? I know that's kind of a lot of talking, and I was intentionally vague on some stuff because I'm just not sure what I'm allowed to say and not yet. MU8, I baited a ton of heavies and his L1 through my SB2 L2 to enter Cosmic Mode 5 Gamma, then just nuked him down. Yep, that would completely explain the difference in our fights. Well done. It was cool that so many people in the chat already kind of guessed the strategy on that. All right, guys, I'm not seeing any other questions or anything like that. Thank you so much for checking out the stream. Go support Marcus. Go show him some love, some support. Putting on a great show for us today. TJ and J Will look like they will be advancing from, I think that was Group B, if I remember correctly. Tomorrow, oh man, we've got Slaymon versus Slayer of Gods. They are friends, I confirmed it, but the trash talk has been intense. It has been high. Slaymon already put out a promo video on it. I cannot wait. I will be covering that 4:00 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Check out their channels, support them. I know you already do, but make sure you go and support them. And I'll be getting out 20 Cav Crystals for Infamous Iron Man tomorrow as well, so keep an eye out for that. And then we'll move on to more Battlegrounds matchups. I think tonight B-Manny and Clown are going around 7. And yeah. So thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Thank you for Naz for jumping on call. Thank you for all the friendly matches, everybody. Take care. Have a great one. Bye-bye.